Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink. It is time for some PathOfExile discussion. Patch 3.25 is getting closer and we are on day 1 of teaser season today. There is only one piece of news so far, although I'll put out a second video if it does turn out that there's more of them. And this is a quality of life change, but this is one of those videos where a whole bunch of other information is hidden in there as well. So let's just get the quality of life aspect of it out of the way. Grinding Games have uploaded a video, it's very short, and it simply shows a character going splat in a map. Then they come out into their hideout, and when they're in their hideout, their auras are already on. So, reservation skills. This includes auras, this includes heralds, and a couple other weird things. These are going to persist through death on a character now. Assuming that you don't play in hardcore, this is a buff. If you play in hardcore, this is not a buff for you. However, the real information in this video is not what's made obvious, it's what's hidden on this particular frame that we see here. In order to understand this, we'll need to go back to Scourge League. Grinding Games did a major overhaul in 3.16 of endgame character defenses. And one of the things they did was they made Determination and Grace far stronger than they've been in the history of PathOfExile. Now this took Grace from dumpster tier to very solid, even strong, but it took Determination for a short period of time at least, from dumpster tier to the best aura in the game, and nothing else was close. It felt like Determination was just a mandatory tax on every character, and a lot of people expected Determination to get nerfed. Grinding Games though did not directly nerf it. The stats on Determination that exist in the game right now are still the stats that existed in patch 3.16. What changed was that Grinding Games gave monsters a whole bunch of tools to completely ignore player physical damage mitigation. If you're wondering why it is that it's very common to use items like Taste of Hate and Lightning Coil and Cloak of Flame on in-game characters now, this is the reason. It's because monsters were given huge numbers of the stat physical damage overwhelm, numbers that mean that even if you have 1,000,000 armor on your character, which is not practical to get on most characters, although it's not an impossible milestone to hit, but if you've got 1,000,000 armor on your character, you're going around through a map taking virtually no damage from anything physical until all of a sudden you get one shot anyway by something, and it's because it's a rare monster that has physical damage overwhelm. The player base have adapted to this meta and have stopped really stacking armor on characters mostly, unless it's part of their character's offense as well, and they've shifted towards solutions like Lightning Coil, Taste of Hate, Cloak of Flame, and helmets that have physical damage taken as an element. So this has been the shift that's taken place over several leagues. All along though, I think the core of the problem was that Determination was simply too good, that people felt they had to use it until Grinding Games started giving monsters ways to ignore it. Well, what we see here in 3.25 is evidence of a nerf to Determination. We have a look at the stats that are present on this gem. Firstly, it is 26.04% mana. There's a bit of speculation on the PathOfExile subreddit that this might mean that they've dropped the base reservation to 35% or something like that. That does not appear to be true. I've checked all the numbers, and if this is a 50% base aura in the future like it is now, then that's 92% reservation efficiency. But if it's a 35% aura, there is no number that works out and that would give you 26.04% mana on your character sheet. It would be something like 26.11% at 1 reservation efficiency, and then if you get it 1 point higher, it'll go to something like 25.8%. So it's definitely not a 35% aura. It also doesn't work at reservations that haven't been used in the past, at least the ones I checked, like 40%. That doesn't work either. It is 50% still, I believe. However, what's noticeable here, it has plus 2.1 meters to radius. That is a stat that is presently found on a level 22 version of Determination. What else does level 22 Determination have? It has 2.1% radius, like we were saying, 50% more armor, and 2,261 to base armor. When we have a look at Determination here, we've got 2.1 to radius, 1,131 additional armor. This is exactly half of what a level 22 version would give now. And you and nearby allies have 50% more armor. So what I think they're doing is they're halving the flat armor on Determination. Now if this Determination nerf was done in a vacuum with no other changes around it, then I think it would be a net negative for the game. If we have a look at the top auras that players are using at the moment, Determination is still up there, but it is really noticeable that Grace is the #1 aura that players are using, and just kicking Determination when it's down wouldn't really achieve much. You would see more of a push towards those Lightning Coil, Taste of Hate based defenses at the expense of Determination and most of the left side of the tree oriented defenses that exist. However, if this is being done alongside bringing some of those numbers on physical overwhelm down to reality, then actually this could be really good and could open up a whole bunch of build diversity in terms of the way that players build defensively. We might see a situation where Determination and Grace are simultaneously good, where Lightning Coil based defenses are still very playable, but they're not as dominant in the meta as they are now, and ultimately there's simply more choices than there are at present. That would require Grinder Year Games to nerf those physical overwhelm numbers down from about 30% to perhaps 10, 12, or 15%, and the exact number is something that would need to be really, really carefully tested. Anyway, that's the hidden information that's inside today's teaser. Pretty compelling evidence that Determination is getting nerfed, and a fair bit of strong circumstantial evidence that there'll be a rebalance of the defensive meta in PathOfExile. I'm going to leave the teaser part of this video there, just to say that from now on I'm going to be putting out daily videos for the rest of this teaser season. They won't be at a consistent time, they'll be when they're ready. And additionally, if you're interested in having a look at something else that I've done as a little bit of a side project, I'm putting up some stream footage that I've done from a very chill pace playthrough of the Ruthless game mode, which there'll be a link to down in the description of this video if you're interested in checking it out. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. May your Varlobs have interesting results.